Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Oh, yes. All right, here we go down to Australian news, our favorite segment of the show. No, we had some good stuff this week.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. I don't remember researching this one, but I did write something, so I'm going to read through it. See, surprise myself. I do remember the story. So, title is Wildlife Advocates Protest Queensland's Quarry Expansion, Fearing for Koala Populations. I think it's, who's going to worry about the koalas if we're not worrying about the koalas?
I worry about those little guys all the time.
That's right. So Queensland is trying to expand their 88 hectares, another 50 hectares. Hectares. After some research, because we learn things here on the Velocity Cast podcast, a hectare is a 100-meter by 100-meter plot. So, which we know, it's about 2.5 acres, and with conversion, it's greater than 7 meters.
Square, 7 meters.
Yeah, so 2.5 acres size. I know my parents' yard is an acre, so I kind of just, I always think in reference to my parents' yard. But you guys have no reference of that, so this is only useful to me. Or if you take 100 meters by 100 meters, think of a football field and then turn it on its side and, do that whole thing. Whatever. Get into the story. Okay, I will. So the koala population is already declining in the area, along with other redlands coastal wildlife. And that is a big concern. The local and state governments have already approved of this, and they're just waiting for federal government approval. When I researched this, so maybe I should have done a follow-up before I read this one. I don't know what the state is, but this is as of like 5 weeks ago. The area has been a quarry for over 50 years, and I imagine the resource is probably running low, and they're digging up stuff, waning low on ground to dig. So from a business standpoint, they got to have access to the goods. But with this digging, there also comes explosions and stuff, so I'm sure that's not cool to live around. Also has an effect on the local population because of the shock waves and the noise complaints to the local police department and from the koalas.
The complaints come from the koalas.
Yeah. You ever see...
What time was it when you wrote this? 3 a.m., 4 a.m.?
Maybe. Okay. That might have been the first night I was staying up.
So what I'm interpreting from this, koalas are in trouble because they want...
And other wildlife.
Yeah, but we care mostly about the koalas. So they're trying to expand this giant quarry for commercial gain, but because of the local wildlife, that could have pretty bad effects on like the koalas and all the other stuff that goes in there.
Yeah, they want to basically, I'd say, was that double it? Nearly double it.
Wow.
But at about 40%.
Tough. I think companies like this,
like 60,
for especially like for a particular kind of animal, and especially like an animal that kind of define, it's like kangaroos and koalas are like the national animals of Australia, right?
Yeah.
You should have to like pay to either relocate all those animals to a safe, healthy environment, or not do it. Like,
or take them home. You got to take them home. Make your own zoo.
You got to take them home. This is your new little friend. No, I think so. Yeah, I think that's my rule. That'd be my rule.
Yeah.
You guys want to move them? You guys put them somewhere else and figure it out. You can't just light it up.
And like what is this quarry providing as far as resources?
Raw materials, I guess.
Yeah, but like, are these necessary things? Like, what can we get away with not using? I mean, I'm sure there's probably tons of stuff in our lives that we, I guess, take for granted in a way, and don't really know the depth of what's being used or gotten.
True. What if we had to do that here? Like you said, relocate him. Like, hey, Nick wants to build a house next door. Well, Nick, you got to relocate all the squirrels that are living here. You got to go pick them up.
I think like
Screw the squirrels. No,
I'm saying that's not easy. But I mean, neither.
Squirrels adapt, but koalas, different gestation periods for young. They have more specific environments. Like they can only eat one particular type of food.
Really?
Yeah, the eucalyptus leaves, it's weird. They can only eat that kind of vegetation. Crazy. So it's a little different. If you have a really specialized animal, I think you should be a little more cautious of it. Okay. But I get what you're saying. You can't go all the way in and be like, take these 18 deer and 25 squirrels and find a new home for them.
Wrasse them up in Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Chuck them on the other side of I-90. It'll be
Coons
fine.
will love it because they're like, yay, another roof to climb up into and burrow into the attic. But I
another
get what you're
garbage
saying.
can.
But for me, it's about specific environments and specific animals, which a koala I think qualifies, in my opinion.